Welcome to Intersect, where church meets culture. I'm Josh Desch, lead pastor at NYT Presbyterian Church in Columbia, South Carolina, and welcome back. I am joined, as always, by my wonderfully college-educated wife, Betsy. Bets, welcome back. It
Hello.
is time for part two. Part two, here we go. Is college worth it? Part one, and if you haven't listened to part one, of course, you got to go listen to part one. We presented a ton of information on the modern state of college, what it costs, why are fewer people going, what's happening.
Why are kids anxious about it?
Why are kids anxious
and parents,
about it?
Kids and parents.
Yep. But the purpose of this episode is to give hope and encouragement to our listeners navigating these situations. And of course, Bets, I want to say that this is a distinctively Christian podcast. We're not just an information podcast. We're not just a news podcast. So speaking to all of our listeners and viewers who are Christians, we want to encourage you in this big area of life that you are navigating. Some of you who are watching or listening, your kids are younger and you're thinking this is coming down the pike. Others of you listening or watching, you're like us, you're right in the middle of it right now. You're trying to decide. You've got kids who are college age. And so in part two of this episode, Is College Worth It? We're going to talk about some positive reasons to consider college. But I also want to say right up front here, this is a huge opportunity for Christian parents to lean into our faith and to trust the Lord. Because it is true, as we said in the first episode, that the equation is not as simple as it once was.
Right.
For a lot of Christian parents, for a long time, it might have been simply, I raise my kid, they get to age 18, I ship them off to college, I love them on their breaks and over the summers, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that formula worked for a lot of people, and it still works for some people. But Christian parents, we have to be open to the new realities here. And I think part of being a Christian parent is relinquishing your dreams for your kid to God. Yep. This is something I've said in different teaching settings, Bets. I've said to parents, and I probably am due to say it again at NYT Presbyterian Church, what would you rather have? Would you rather have your son or daughter become an extremely successful, high-paid attorney or doctor, but make a mess of their life, maybe get divorced, have broken relationships with their kids, not follow Christ, but make a ton of money? Or would you rather have your kid be a hardworking, faithful assistant manager at a grocery store and not be making that much money,
Right.
but to be a good person who's making an impact? Now, every Christian knows the right answer, right? It's really a rhetorical question because it's really in your heart when you consider those things. Are you okay with your kid not achieving the heights that you had dreamed for your child, for your son or daughter? And in this environment where college is not as clear cut for people should be open. Christian parents should be open to their kids taking different paths.
That's right.
Now, with all that being said, now I'm going to tell people to think about college.
Well, and before we do, it really goes to the question of what is success, right?
Amen.
Because success is not earning a certain income. It's not building wealth for generations. Success as a Christian and as a Christian parent is walking faithfully with the Lord in any area that he calls you to.
That's right.
And so, yes, I agree that sometimes we need to, not sometimes, always, we need to let the Lord guide our kids, even if it's in directions that we didn't necessarily foresee, and that's okay.
Yeah, and the Lord is going to take care of our kids. He's going to provide for our kids. If our kids are following his word, if they're working hard, if they're seeking to apply themselves, if they have a plan and they're aiming for that plan, well, maybe that doesn't include college, but that doesn't mean that all hope is lost.
That's right. Well, and I do want to say, in part one, if you already watched or listened to that, you saw that we looked at college strictly from a wealth building perspective. Which was, are you going to come out what are the chances of coming out financially ahead with your college degree. But in part 2, we want to say, well, is that the only thing we should be thinking about when we when we decide should we go to college or not?
And the answer is obviously no.
Right.
For Christians, we are motivated by more than just money.
So what is the purpose of college? That is what we're here to say. Certainly one purpose of college is job preparation, career preparation. That is one purpose of college, preparing yourself to enter a career field that you can enjoy and prosper and follow the Lord in.
Yeah, there's no question that college needs to prepare people for the workforce.
Right.
Now,
is that the only thing?
That's right. And one thing that's also interesting is there are so many people who have degrees and then don't end up actually using that degree.
That's right.
In that specific field. You are a biology undergraduate.
Right.
You were a phenomenal student. I won't embarrass you with your GPA, but it was phenomenal. You're not using your biology degree, Betsy.
I'm not. But do I regret going to college? Absolutely not.
That's right.
Absolutely not.
That's right.
For the reasons that we want to discuss.
So college should prepare you for a career, but that's not all.
That's right.
Well, why else should people go to college? I mean, somebody might say after part 1, I'm ready to throw in the towel.
Right. It was rather bleak. But we're here to say that there's so many reasons, and most of them are intertwined. But for one thing, college should shape the way that you think.
100%.
Right? As you go to college, you're exposed to different classes, different books, different authors, different theories, right? And all of these things should stretch you, shape you, challenge you, and help you to grow as someone who interacts with ideas.
Yeah. I mean, going from high school to college is really like going from walking to running intellectually. You are all of a sudden, you're in a much more intense environment where you're learning more difficult concepts. You're being forced to apply them in all kinds of different ways. And every institution of higher ed would still say this today. Colleges, they want to make people curious thinkers,
right?
Open thinkers, people who are able to consider different ideas, different alternatives. All of this should go into who we are. And as Christians, one of the guiding principles of the college that we attended, one of the things that was frequently said, and Christians need to realize this, is the statement, all truth is God's truth. So when I am studying an area that, is not theology, well, if it's truth, it's God's truth. I don't have to be afraid of it. And in fact, it should lead me into a greater love and wonder of the one who made it. So college should shape the way we think.
That's right. And helps you to make connections across fields and all kinds of really good stuff. Challenges you with new ideas, like we said. Also, college should expose you to new kinds of people, new situations that you haven't been in before, to help you to grow and mature, to help you to expand your opinions about things, to see things from a different perspective that maybe you hadn't seen before.
It's only good that we have these experiences. For me personally, I am not afraid of my children being in an environment where they are hearing from a completely godless, secular person. In fact, now I'm not saying I wouldn't be praying, Lord, please preserve their faith, protect their faith. But in fact, I think that's good for their faith.
It's the stress on the muscle.
That's right. And honestly, it's going to happen at some point in their life.
That's right.
At some point in their life, they're going to ask hard questions. They're going to have intellectual questions. They're going to have emotional questions. They're going to be taking this thing that is their faith and saying, do I really want to dedicate my whole life to this? Is this really worth it? And college is a great opportunity to really consider our purpose, the great questions of life, and for faith to be formed and solidified.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's the real basic things like college helps you to differentiate from your parents.
Oh, this
right?
is huge.
And especially in kind of the current environment we find ourselves in, where there's a lot of helicopter parenting. And have you heard of lawnmower parenting?
No.
Okay, this was new to me.
But I want to tell you a story about lawnmowers after this.
Okay. Lawnmower parenting is going in front of your kids and removing any kind of obstacles that they may face to make their life less hard. Hey, I'm tempted to be a lawnmower parent sometimes because it's hard to see your kids struggle.
That's like, I'll go talk to the teacher for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get the milk for you.
Yes.
I'll make your
the
bed
milk,
for you.
That's random. I think a parent should get the milk for the kids.
In the morning? Like,
oh, I thought you meant at the grocery store.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like no milk in the house.
Right. Do you have a story about lawnmowers?
So I'm coming back from a run in our neighborhood the other day, and I look over, and there's this small machine, 4-wheeled machine with a light going across my neighbor's yard. It is a smart lawnmower.
Yeah.
It is a cordless,
it's a robot
driverless robot lawnmower.
Yeah. It's like a Roomba, but for your yard.
It's a Roomba lawnmower.
Yeah.
And this guy's just coming up, and he comes right up to the sidewalk, and I'm like, is he going to keep going? The thing, it stops, it knows, it goes. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
The owner was nowhere to be found.
Yep. Well, that doesn't have much to do with being a lawnmower parent necessarily.
Nothing. But you do need to differentiate from your parents.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, another thing, and there's I bet there's studies on this now. A lot of kids don't want to get their driver's license anymore.
That is true.
Oh, that is so true.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You can hear tons of parents be like, I can't even get my kid to get a driver's license.
Yes, that's interesting.
Whereas in prior generations, we were like, can I get this thing as quickly as possible?
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I think, our kids have grown up in an increased age of safetyism maybe, and, a little bit.
Hashtag Jonathan Haidt.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit slower to take responsibility for certain things. So college is a great opportunity to differentiate, to get some, this is who I am as a person, to just step into the person that God has made you to be. And also to dovetail with that, we learn independence in college, like how to manage your time, how to accomplish all the tasks that you're responsible for. Nobody tells you not to play your Xbox for 5 hours in a row and not go to class. Like, nobody will tell you to do that. You'll learn by natural consequences. But you had a kid who played too much, was it Halo? Mm-hmm. On your college floor? Yeah, Halo was big back then.
There was a semester where I was like, how does this guy play Halo for 8 hours a day? And he lasted one semester.
Oh, no. Hopefully he didn't have crippling debt when he went home.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not.
Oh, gosh. I hope that story ended well.
I'm sure he turned his life around. He paid it all off. He's super successful now.
I'm sure he did. So college is just a great way to prepare for the challenges of life in a little bit of a different, it's such a unique season where you are adulting in some ways, and in other ways your time is preserved for school and for, fun stuff too. So it's just a really unique thing, a wonderful experience.
College is great. Mm-hmm. College it continues to be required for tons of fields.
It does.
I mean, you're not going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant if you haven't gone to college.
Right.
We need lots of Christians in those fields, big time. We want Christians in every part of culture. Those are noble callings. Mm-hmm. College remains a prerequisite for many, many occupations. I mean, we shouldn't deny that.
That's right.
Now,
Absolutely
there is
true.
some potential movement on some major companies opening up to people without bachelor's degrees. And I'm curious to watch that trend.
Yep.
But for the most part, those companies are going to be exceptions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people are still looking for college at a lot of professional jobs.
Right. Yeah. And I just think college is a place that the Lord can really shape our character. Right. We learn, we deepen in our passions for different things and make connections with like-minded people and you can make lifelong friends, maybe meet your spouse like we did. It's pretty great. Oh, yeah. So there is a strong case to be made for why college is still a wonderful thing. So did you want to add anything else on that?
No, I mean, I think our audience knows these things already intuitively. So just a reminder there is tremendous benefit from college.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to college and you finish college, just
Right.
that alone is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have a major that is very hard to find a good job with. Now, we didn't give an exact number, but I'm sure there's some number when the debt gets beyond this number, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that's right.
if you come out of your undergrad with $125,000 in debt,
That's
I mean,
tough.
how do you overcome that?
That's tough. Yeah.
And-
Again, depending on
and
what you're going
that's
into.
where I
but-
put some liability on the schools
Sure.
and on the lending institutions. It is predatory to let a 21-year-old kid get $125,000 in
That's
debt
right.
with only a bachelor's degree. Now, if you're
Sure.
finishing medical school, that's
Sure.
different.
Sure.
So, but within the normal bounds of healthy student loan debt, which I'm not qualified to say what that is,
Mm-hmm.
and finishing a degree, you're still set in a lot of good ways.
Yep. So I think just going down that road a little bit, where you started, where do we go from here? I think one good thing is we are as a culture, as a country, we're seeing that we need good job options, and we continue to need good job options for kids who aren't suited for college.
Yep.
And I think maybe the pendulum swung so heavily toward college, and we're beginning to see some of a swing back toward, wait a second, we need our kids in tech schools. We need, we need our kids going through different types of programs to prepare them for vocational work. So we need to continue emphasizing that for our kids, maybe who aren't suited for college or aren't interested in college. Also, another thing I would say is maybe we should be encouraging gap years for a lot of kids. I think for a lot of kids, a gap year wouldn't hurt. It would only help. There are some kids maybe who know exactly what they want to do, super motivated, super driven. They have the door open in front of them, and they should just keep going on to college. And maybe there are other kids who aren't quite as sure, who would really benefit from a year of working, kind of entering the adult life, seeing maybe you start then when you go to college, maybe you definitely start with another year of maturity. Maybe you start with a clear vision of what you're interested in, what you want to pursue. So I do think that a gap year could be a great option for a lot of kids. And I think gap years are growing in popularity.
Lots of wisdom there, Bets.
Yeah.
Great words there. Gap year, tech schools, the military.
Sure.
The different branches of the military.
Sure.
Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, Army, Space Force. Have yet to meet a
Space
Space
Force.
Force person yet. But I
Yeah.
want to.
Pretty cool. Marines.
Marines, thank you. Oh yeah, I don't want to forget Marines. Embrace community college as a runway to a 4-year university. It's
Right.
a good idea.
Right.
More people should be open to it.
Sure. Yeah. You could do a couple years that are a lot cheaper and then enter a 4-year university. You save a lot of money that way. You still come out with the same degree, right?
You do?
And I think these are conversations that need to be had at all different levels. Why does college cost so much? How can we get the cost down? How can we help kids who are driven but don't have the resources at home to make it easy to go to college?
It was interesting and also disappointing to hear that South Carolina is not great compared to other states.
For the in-school for the in-state
yes.
tuition, at
Florida
public
and
schools.
Texas are far better than South Carolina. Virginia
Yeah.
is way better than South
Is
Carolina.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely too bad that our own state is not better.
Yep. So these are real good conversations. Hopefully we've given some things for people to think about, and just need to keep the wheels turning.
Yep. College is still a great thing for many people. And I want to conclude these 2 episodes with this. Christian parents, what a great opportunity to lean into the Lord, to lean into your faith, to pray about this, to ask others, to let God guide you on this journey and your kids on this journey. God will take care of our kids. He always has, and he will continue, whether that's college or no college. All right. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to being with you next time. please subscribe, like, rate, review, all those kind of things.